We've made incredible progress within neurosciences, but still understand 10 to 20% of the brain capacity. But when it comes to consciousness, we know even less. Our awareness, our sense of self, our sense of I am.
What?
Oh my God, hi! It's so goddamn hot in here. Hello, my little fellas. I'm so happy to meet you again. Today, that's the 21st of June. Oh my God, it's the summer solstice. And the music festival. It's not called that. And la fête de la musique. That shit is great. So this video will be the first out of 4 that I will be putting in a the basics playlist, because we're diving deep right now. Okay, we reintroduced ourselves. Okay, now we're going. So it's starting now. So yeah, you're gonna have to hold on. So I suggest you take some beverage or something to eat during this knowledge spree, okay? So that you can just get even smarter and elevate your consciousness, which we're gonna talk about right now. So from my own researches and awakenings to consciousness and what it is and blah, 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 I'm just gonna spit it out for you, everything. And my brain is really tangled up, so I hope that this will be somewhat clearly explained. So this basics, Google, what the fuck? This basics playlist is going to regroup 4 videos. So the first video will be about the consciousness. To uncover what is consciousness, what are we, literally, as beings with minds of their own? What is it? What the hell is it? Like, yeah. That's what we're gonna uncover today. Second video will be about the subconscious mind. So important if you want to fly. That was actually perfect. If you want to free yourself from old patterns that are lingering in your mind without you being actually conscious and aware of them. So important. The fourth one will be about quantum physics, because we're being taught in school only one side of the physics, the metaphysical world. Like, no. Okay? No. There is not only solid matter, liquid matter, and gas matter. What's the base of everything? Quantum physics. That's what we'll be explaining in the third video. And the fourth video, I'm not sure yet. When I'll know. Probably talking about self-love and how to incorporate all of the 3 videos before into your life and how to mix it into your own journey. I repeat, spirituality. I do not like to use those words because they were so controversial. They are so controversial. So I'm using, I don't know how you call this. Spirituality is not a religion, okay? It is an experience of the spirit that you are. It's just a path to get you closer to your spirit. God, as Christians call it, Allah, as Muslim call it, the universe, as spirituality call it. We put words upon things that are eventually the same essence, the same thing that people have put in different categories in society to make us a part of each other and not as a whole entire group of people, human beings that are on the same planet together and not separately. Society has been separating us for God knows how long. Whatever's up there, creation energy knows how long. So yeah, we're all talking about the same thing. And the topic of consciousness is actually a very good topic to start everything with. I don't think that was English. I'm sorry, I'm a bit autistic, okay? I cannot make a sentence that works each time, okay? Sometimes I'll have like a gold mine, sometimes like, yeah, my brain is just like, blah, blah, blah. I have speech problem, I assume it, I accept that I know it, working on it, so yeah. So first we're gonna dive a little bit into the scientific researches that has been done on the consciousness and the brain function and capacity globally to have some strong basis, because I know that some people need strong basis, strong evidences to not believe, because it's not the right word, but to let go of a certain perception and to open their mind to some different knowledge. And I think that's very important to keep an open mind, because as we're going to go through all of it and what scientists have been understanding of what we are and our consciousness and our brain function and capacity, you are going to understand that the human being knows absolutely nothing, actually. And so that you know nothing, therefore you know everything, because nothing is everything and everything is nothing. And anyways, I'm just losing my freaking mind out here, so let's go. So for the scientific understanding, I'm gonna go into different things. We're gonna talk about the brain function and capacity, and then the consciousness. I'm gonna do my best to explain it to you so that you can get it, because that's the entire point, okay? I'm gonna try my mind. I'm gonna try to put my mind, sorry for my voice, I'm gonna try to put my mind at ease and at rest to explain it the best I can for y'all to understand the best you can, okay? So yeah, let's dive into it. So for the brain function, the estimated understanding is around 10 to 20%. Okay, so we have mapped around 10 to 20% of the brain capacity and function. Can you imagine how low that is for how much knowledge there already is about the brain? I study psychology. I had neuropsychology classes and everything, and all that we know already is so big. It's like enormous matter of knowledge. It's already so huge, and still we know only 10 to 20% of the way our brain actually functions. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? How much more is there? Not how much more is there to know, just how much more is there? If we know only 10 to 20%, that's crazy. Because if we don't know, that means that there is more. That's beautiful. That's why the human brain thinks that it knows everything, and greed and ego makes everybody thinks that they know more than, or then they know everything. All the theories that have been made about anything, literally. Theories are saying this is the right way, this is the right way, this is the right way. You have theory A, B, C about the same thing, and they're all right. And why can't it be just one theory that regroups all of those legit theories? People think it's only one truth when there are billions of truths. They're just aligning together and they're forming a spectrum together. It's not only one, it's literally a mix of everything, of every theory, and we know nothing about it. So why put a literal term as if I know everything? You never know everything. You can never know everything. Even scientists, people that are literally driven to understand all of this, have uncovered 10 to 20%. How can we know everything then? It's impossible. It's impossible to know everything, and especially it's not the point. That's not really important. What's important is to know enough for you to drive your way, for you to make your way into your true path, with enough awareness of your environment and yourself that you know what's going on around you, so that you can create whatever you want. And you can make any theories that you want, adding to all the theories. I don't know, you do you. You do whatever your soul tells you to. But you first gotta listen to your soul. That's why I'm giving you knowledge, how to listen to your soul. And we're starting by consciousness, okay? Scientists have mapped most anatomical regions and understand their basic functions, like memory, emotion, motor control. But how the brain creates subjective experiences, thoughts, imagination, and awareness is largely unexplained. There are tools that were specifically used to observe brain activity, but the how it gives rise to thought, free will, and intention remains completely ununderstood from a scientific point. Now about the consciousness and the scientific understanding of it. That's where it gets really interesting. The estimated understanding of consciousness itself is less than 5%. Less than 5%. Can you imagine how small that is? It's extremely small. We know nothing about our own existence. We know nothing about our own existence. Even the ones that have dedicated their lives to finding out have understood, in estimation, less than 5% of it. Can you imagine how small that is? How much more there is to what we are? That is consciousness. We're aware beings. I'm aware that I'm filming with my camera right now. I'm conscious. I put the action. This is what we're calling an active consciousness. I'm a conscious being. And consciousness and awareness are directly linked because they're working together in the now moment. They're directly linked with time as well. Time will be, of course, another topic because it's so interesting. And there's actually one moment only, which is the now moment. The now moment. Now, No, now. No, now. No, it's only you, actually. It's only consciousness is directly linked to time. Anyways, we'll be talking about all of that in separate videos. I'm going to lose my mind if I start going everywhere, and you are going to lose your mind as well. So let's keep it together, shall we? Little disclaimer, I'm extremely sorry if you have a hard time understanding everything that I'm talking about, because my brain is very, very, very active. I'm neurodivergent. I have ADHD, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking all the time, and I know that it can be very hard to like stay on the same track. So yeah, if you want to make a little pause, I don't know. But I hope you're finding your way through everything I'm saying. If it's a bit chaotic, well, this is me. My brain is chaotic. I'm tortured within my own mind because I think so much. But in my own tortured mind, I am leveling up and evolving so much through chaos. The chaos is the catalyst of evolution. We'll talk about all of this later. I'm sorry, I just have so many things to say that I have been deprived from saying for so long, my entire life. So it might look and feel chaotic, because it is in my mind, but it just needs to come out. It just needs to be shared with everybody, because I do believe that everybody deserves to know what is going on within them and within the entire world. I do believe it's supposed to be basic knowledge that we're supposed to be taught to us, like literally in kindergarten, but anyway, since birth. But yeah, society has decided otherwise. Oh shit. Corrupted society. Ah. Anyways, now that we know nothing about consciousness, not nothing, but less than 5%, we can go a little bit deeper. Consciousness actually remains one of the biggest mysteries, one of the biggest scientific mysteries of all time. Neuroscience hasn't yet answered how awareness rises. And this is actually called the hard problem of consciousness. That was coined by the philosopher David Charles Chalmers. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly. I have no idea. There's absolutely no consensus on what consciousness actually is, whether it's a brain product, an energy field, or something more fundamental like in quantum or spiritual theories. My own theory is that it's all of them, all of everything, because consciousness is all of everything. So yeah, it's not my theory, it's the theory of how life works. We've made incredible progress within neurosciences, but still understand 10 to 20% of the brain capacity. But when it comes to consciousness, we know even less. Our awareness, our sense of self, our sense of I am. What? But that leaves room to so much more mystery. What is actually us? What are we? Who are we? What is your sense of I am? What is my sense of I am? Who are we? As separate beings, but as a whole huge collective, which is consciousness. We all have a different consciousness, all right, that's normal, we're different beings. And the mystery planning around consciousness itself, awareness and everything, leaves room for us to explore what ancient wisdom and modern spirituality have been suggested. That consciousness is not just a brain function, but the foundation of reality itself. Because think about it, if you cannot be conscious, if you cannot be aware of everything, let's say you're dead. What? You therefore, not being here, not being aware, not being conscious of whatever is happening, then that means nothing is happening if you're not there to experience it. When they say consciousness is not just a brain function, but it's the foundation of reality itself, the foundation of reality itself. Consciousness is directly linked to reality. You're gonna tell me, yeah, but if, let's say I die today, the world is gonna still spinning. Yeah, for those who are conscious. If I'm not conscious, I cannot possibly see and experience the world through my being, through my consciousness. Therefore, for me, it doesn't exist. It's not there. It's not there. Same thing as I asked my dad when I was like 9 years old. I was so awake. And I had to forget because nobody paid attention to what I was saying. What? I asked my dad, like, yeah, but dad, like, what was there before the Big Bang? Like, everybody says, like, there was nothing before the Big Bang. That was always, like, one of my biggest questions. And because I could not fathom the fact, and I could not understand the fact that there was nothing before there was something else. I told him, like, if there was nothing before the Big Bang, then even nothing would not exist. It wouldn't be experienced, so what the fuck? Anyways, I can understand if you're a bit lost. Yeah, I'm very hard to follow, but Let's breathe. The consciousness' only desire is to expand. It will always be, it has always been, and it will keep being that way. Why? Because the entire universe, I'm not talking about a God, a creation energy, no. The entire universe we find ourselves in is constantly expanding. We still have not limited our entire universe. Like, we know that there are different galaxies and everything, and different even solar systems. And yeah, but we cannot fathom and we cannot see the end of it. We cannot still, with all the technologies that we have today, we still cannot see a limit to it, because there's none. There's none. There were never a start, there were never an end. It's like they say in physics. It's like Lavoisier said, nothing's lost, everything's transformed. Energy doesn't die, consciousness doesn't die. It expands, it evolves, it transforms, it learns, it elevates. So as I was saying, your consciousness is directly linked to your awareness of self. It's the observer behind your thoughts, emotions, body, and senses. You probably already heard you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you're not blah blah blah, everything that you think you are actually, basically. Everybody always made us think that we were by putting labels over us. Things like that, those things get stuck in your subconscious mind. So consciously you attach your identity to different I ams. I'm a student, I'm Margot, I'm without ever knowing actually who you are. And you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotion. You are not your body. You are not your name. You are not your status. You are not your financial things. So to sum it up, you're the observer behind everything that you think you are consciously. You're actually everything behind it that is observing everything. And if you're not aware of it, you are going to judge instead of just observe what is presented to you, what you think you are. Instead of just observing it, you're going to put judgment on it, because the voice that judges you instead of observes you is just the voice of everybody that judged you when you grew up. So that's not it. We don't want that. Why would we want that? Why would we want to judge ourselves? Truly, isn't it enough already? Like the judgments of others, isn't it enough yet? Not to ourselves, at least. Some theories suggest that consciousness is actually fundamental, not something created by the brain, but something that the brain receives. We are human beings, therefore we're multi-dimensional beings, okay? We're not just humans, we're not just spiritual beings, we're not just a body, we're not just the mind. You're the body, the mind, and the soul. And the consciousness is like enveloping all of it, all of that you are right now in this present moment. Your consciousness allows you to press pause and put everything back into perspective, and to sit in your body and be like, okay, I'm an observer of my own personality, identity, patterns, schemes. You're the observer of it. How can I now make myself not judge myself when I observe things that I don't want to observe in my life? How can I instead go and dig up why they're there and how I can change it? That will be in the subconscious video. That's fucking important. Rewire everything. So that was for the scientific views and understanding of consciousness and brain function and capacity. Now I'm just gonna talk about the spiritual view, my view, the view that I've heard, the view that I've created for myself, another view of seeing things. So I talked earlier about the consciousness and the expansion of the consciousness. Imagine consciousness as different levels of consciousnesses, where every level is actually the perfect level you're supposed to be on, okay? You're not better because you're more aware, you're not less because you're less aware. It's all about evolution, no judgment, observation only, okay? There's a man that I will be putting the name of there that illustrated the consciousnesses and the different levels of consciousnesses like a building with different floors, where the first floor is seeing only a small amount of the society, a small amount of everything that's going on around it. That's a level of consciousness that's not extremely aware yet, that hasn't had the chance to expand yet. So therefore it's really limited. The consciousness and awareness is really limited in that state, on that level. And the more you get aware about life or about yourself, especially about yourself, the more you gain awareness, the more you become aware, the more you're going to level up in the states of consciousness. So there are the first floors that are blindsided by the corrupted society and materialism and everything. That's how we were literally brainwashed and conditioned to be. We were conditioned to stay asleep on that level 1 of consciousness and not expand because they don't want us to remember our own power. That's why I'm here to remember y'all, because the politicians aren't gonna explain that to you, right? And so awareness, being directly linked to your level of consciousness, can get you to higher level of consciousness. When you find yourself at the first floor of a building and at the 10th floor of a building, you have a completely different view at the 10th floor. If you look down, you see what the first level of consciousness sees. When you're at the 10th floor, you can see, but you have to look down. But if you look up when you're at the 10th level, you see everything again, to what extent, right? You can never actually see everything, but you have so much more wider vision of everything that's going on around you, at most, around you. You have that awareness. The actual purpose of consciousness is to rise itself through you so that you can gain knowledge from yourself at the end of the day. When you get to a certain level of consciousness within yourself, you had, let's say, lots of spiritual awakenings, because there are no such thing as one spiritual awakening. It's multiple. Again, everything's multidimensional. There's not one thing ever. It's always multifaceted and multi-spiritual awakenings. And that starts by just asking yourself the questions, whether it's the right questions or the wrong questions. Even the wrong questions are good to be asked. You know why? Because how could you ever know that was the wrong question to ask if you never asked it? You would have never known. Everything happens for a reason. Your consciousness is like, oh, yeah, okay, that's going to be a good way for us to be aware of this so that we can go higher and expand again. So therefore, you're creating your own experience so that you can actually observe it for what it is and be like, huh, and then boom, change it. Ask the right question at this moment. And you're gonna find the right question only by asking yourself all the time. You're not gonna get the right question by asking me. The only guidance and advice you can get is from yourself. I'm just here to help you get that for yourself so that you can be an independent. So now the question is, because it was imagined by that man, illustrated as a tower, consciousness, but we never know how many levels they are of consciousness. We can never know how much it's going to expand, right? We know less than 5% of consciousness. So all of it is just a small percentage of it. How much more expansive can it get? How much your own consciousness can expand itself? If we know so little, if we know actually no limits. Society has put limits upon us. Who said it's the truth? Again, they don't know. Nobody knows. But still, they are putting limits upon us. That's what we call limiting beliefs that are stuck in our subconscious mind, making us not aware of the society, the matrix, everything that's going on, that's actually not going on, but that they're telling us that it's going on, and that's created that way from our subconscious minds. We don't know shit. So don't let anybody tell you you can't do that. Oh, how would you know? How would you know I can't do it? I don't even know if I can or can't, but the unknown isn't supposed to be scary. The unknown is supposed to be an invitation to wonder, what is there more? What is there more to understand? What is there more to achieve? What is there more to change? What is there more to transform? What is there more to expand? So from the idea and the question of what the consciousness is, now comes the question of who are you? Now that's a deep question, because you might know in the surface. I've experienced it before I found myself and remembered who I was deep down to my core, because I took down all the limiting beliefs that were actually put upon me to stop me and to actually make me not remember. So I know what it feels like to not know and to be freaking lost when you find yourself all alone in your room and you're like, who the fuck am I? What the fuck do I want to do in this life? What experience am I living? Who am I? Like that's a tough question, because we actually don't know. The only thing that we know is what has been told about us, for us, has been told, shown to us, created for us, forced upon us, all of that. Like, who are we as spiritual beings? The true breaking point in life is actually uncovering what you thought you were, what you thought you could ever do or be, to return to presence, to consciousness and stillness, and then starting to remember your own essence, your true essence, what resides inside, in your soul, in your heart. Who is the observer behind all of it? Who is it? Who are you deep down, without all the layers that have been blocking you from being you? When you return to your own essence, that is when you are becoming your own creator. You are starting to create your own reality, because you understand now with your awareness that you did not have previously. But in the now moment present, you and your consciousness are realizing, oh crap, actually I am in charge. The only fact that you are now aware of that is propulsing you into that magnificent journey that is really hard. It's not just flowers and honey. I would like to make that very clear, because it asks you to go into your shadow, go into your subconscious mind, dig up wounds very deep that are very hurtful, to make them resurface. So you're gonna feel everything that was repressed. Okay, spiritual journey, the spiritual journey again, is not just, oh, we're so happy, and fake happiness, fake positivity. That has nothing to do with this. This is just, again, spirituality and surface, but deep down, you have to do the work that asks a lot of courage, a lot of bravery for somebody to say, okay, let's go. I'm gonna go and see what has been put upon me and why those wounds I'm still feeling to this day, but I'm not allowing myself to feel completely so that I can actually heal them. Okay, let's do it. I'm tired of this reality. I'm tired of being this person that I know that I'm not. Let's do it then. Let's do it. Let's look inside. Okay, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be hard. But at the end of the day, you will get out of it as a winner. Do you know why? Because you have yourself, always. You need nobody else's support if you have yourself. As I always like to say, from the moment you were born and the moment your body will be out of function, and so your body will die, you won't die, but anyways, your consciousness won't die, but from the moment you were born to your death, you are only with yourself. Not that you're supposed to be alone, but you're the only person who is there from the beginning to the end. The only. People are supposed to come and then get out, or come later on and then stay for a very long time, or just make an appearance and change something for you in your mind, in your identity, karmic relationships, karmic people, karmic experiences, to make you more aware. Karmic experience is what we call karmic, meaning it's there to teach you something about yourself, then that you can let it go to find something that's more aligned to what you know now to be more true about yourself. Karmic relationships, karmic lessons, they are lessons for you to be more aware, for you to gain awareness, for you to gain consciousness levels, for you to upgrade and raise your vibration into a higher consciousness, into higher awareness, wider awareness. Once you take your power back, because the power of your consciousness, the power that you're conscious, you right now as a conscious being in this very much now moment present, you have no idea how much power you hold to create the life that you want, to create the identity for you that you want, to create everything, the life that you want to experience. You have no idea how much power you hold. It's just encaged right now, or not, maybe not, I hope not. But when you're not aware of it, your power is just encaged. And the more you gain awareness, the more your consciousness expands, the more you gain knowledge about life, yourself, and everything, the more it can get encaged. Okay? And then one day you're gonna be like, spiritual awakening, fuck, she was actually right. I'm actually the creator. And I did not understand it because she told me, but I understood it because I understood it. Just like that. And it just happens. And that's elevation. That's consciousness elevating itself. Like, okay, you're aware of something. Well, now you're aware of new thoughts and a new identity and a new pattern of belief. And you're like, oh my God, now I do believe that I'm a creator. Not because I told you, because you found out for yourself. That's the path. Literally, you are your only teacher. Only teacher. I'm repeating it, and I will be repeating it in every video. I do not preach to hold the truth. I just am here to share my own experience and knowledge for you to find your own truth, okay? I am saying it again and again and again. That's the most important part. You should not calc your belief onto mine, onto anybody else's, than your own. But for that, you have to know what your core, true beliefs about yourselves are, not the beliefs that have been put upon you by other people. We don't want that, okay? We don't want that. You. Ugh. Ugh. Get away, dirty energy. Blech. Once you get aware of that, you get to decide. You get to choose. You get to choose to see how vast can it be? How expansive can I create my own life? How much more can it expand? How expansive can it get? If there's no limits to what we can truly do or truly know fully, why put limits upon ourselves? Why, if there are actually none? Because we know less than 5% of what we are actually capable of. You're gonna let somebody tell you that there are limits? No, you let them tell you that and you let yourself believe it. You're putting actually your own limits upon you. Now it's time to take the limits out of your mind because they're not true, they're illusions. True and pure illusions. That's the Matrix, and it's perfectly done, like, wow. But how much can you heal to transform, to become more aware so that you can attain higher levels of consciousness it didn't even know existed until acknowledged? This one right here, very important, acknowledged. Acknowledgement, then awareness. You acknowledge something, you get aware of it, that's your way to elevate your consciousness, acknowledgement. No judgment, no subjective judgment, just acknowledgement. Okay, it's there. It can be neutral. I can decide for myself to not say that this is bad or this is good, but just that it's there. It's there. It's in me. Okay. I do not put any judgment upon it, over it. I let it be. I leave it alone. I let it be. It is there. Now that I know it's there, I can say goodbye without judgment, but with love. Thank you for protecting me all those years. But you do not belong to me. You actually never did. You belonged to me in the past. But now I can choose. I can change it. I can decide for myself that I do not want to experience that anymore. That I want to cut it off. That I want to cut the cords with that. It was put upon me. So I want to let it go because that's not who I am at the core. You ask yourself those questions, higher consciousness level. And your entire life is tied to this limitless consciousness. This is incredible. So when we know this, we know that we are only expansive beings. That's the only thing that we are, expansive, in constant expansion, always expanding. That's time. Time is always moving, right? That still means everything is still expanding. You with it. You're not behind, you're just going in the flow. You just have to try to take all the resistance away and just go with the flow of life and time and consciousness and expansion for you to get expanded the best way you can. As we know, there is no death. Energy doesn't die. Consciousness is energy. I will talk about it in the third video, quantum physics. I'm reading my notes here, okay? I'm reading my notes. If you see me read, I'm reading my notes because my brain, y'all have gathered that it's
crazy.
I need a little bit of a structure. As we know, there is no death, no end. It is in constant expansion. It's like the egg or the cow. The egg or the chicken. Who came first? Blah, blah, blah. That's not for us to know, okay? It's just expanding. It's just evolution, okay? Let it be. Let it be. We can't know. Why torture our own minds to know something we can't know? And you are a part of the whole everything. But you as you right now in this very moment, even if you're not the perfect being you want to be, if you're not the person you want to be, you are way enough. You are a part of the everything. You are powerful and exactly where you need to be. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. You're exactly where you need to be. Just relax, honey. Okay, relax. You're fine. You're doing great. Life is still there. Life is not going anywhere. Okay? So use life to make you live an extremely good life. That's cool. That's great. You can create it. You're the creator, so you can create it. Okay? Not too much pressure, okay? Because I know it's a lot. I know you're probably like, what the fuck? Or if you already know about it, you're like, oh yeah, I get you, girl. And if you don't, you're like, what is she talking about? What the fuck? And I get it. But trust me, and trust the you in a few months, she'll get it, he'll get it, they'll get it. You are a part of the whole everything. You are the whole everything. And you are creating the whole everything. Let that just bathe in your brain for a few minutes or forever. It needs to be a belief because it's what you are, creator. You creator, huh? So it is time to rise and to get more aware and to elevate our consciousness to higher levels. It is time to rise, all of us, because the planet right now needs us all to be awakened. The earth and the universe, everything that's going on around us, it's not time for us to be asleep. It is time for awakening. And as a whole, everyone, we need everyone to change this world that is really downgrading. It's downgrading only for us to get more aware so that we can then upgrade. There is no end, right? It's not the end of the world. It's the end of a cycle, a very bad cycle, an extremely bad cycle. And we are here to create the new cycle. So let's create it damn right this time, okay? Oh my God, because what did they do with our world? What did they do with our earth, with our rights, with our humanity? Get angry and rise. And we're doing that all together, okay? Me inside of it, all together, okay? I'm guiding you, I'm not above you, okay? We're all on the same page. We're all dusts of the universe. And we're living on a floating rocks. We're all the same shit, okay? Nobody's above anybody. That should be very important to be said and to be known and to be integrated in ourselves, because calm down, okay? Nobody's better than anybody. Good thing to know about. So anyways, that was the consciousness, okay? As I could explain it the best I could. And I'm so excited for us all to rise together and to create a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful future for ourselves. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Love ya!